Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuhu. UDP for Diversity, Alaji Ture. The Lord Mayor of K.M.C, Talib Ahmed Bensouda, break the silence and spoke to us, UDP supporters and Gambians. We thank the Lord Mayor. There are always two sides in any story, and the UDP grassroots supporters, home and abroad, have been listening to both sides of the story, from those who alleged that the Lord Mayor Talib Ahmed Bensouda is on the verge of forming his own political party. And now we heard from the Lord Mayor himself, clearing the air of any doubt. The Lord Mayor said, in a democracy, as a Gambian citizen, he has all the rights to join any political party of his choice and even to form his own political party if and when he wishes, which is true and which no one is in dispute of. Having said that, the Lord Mayor was unequivocal when he said the stories of the last few days about him were falsehood and unfounded, in his own words. We have no reason to think otherwise about the Lord Mayor. And having heard from the Lord Mayor, it is now up to the UDP supporters and sympathizers on which side of the aisle they stand. I am of the opinion that this whole saga is very unfortunate and sad. Politics is about trust, and politics is about credibility and integrity. This is even more so because politics and politicians shape our lives, and it is our politicians, through tough, difficult, but necessary decisions, who are supposed to shape our future and do the right thing for us. A political entity, organization, or country is always a mirror of its leadership. The members of a political party will always resemble their leadership. If the leadership of a political party is united and speak with one voice, with a democratic spirit, that democratic spirit, unity, and one voice will spill over to the grassroots. There will, of course, at times be disagreement and turmoil in any organic organization, as these entities are led by humans, and as human beings, we are fallible. What is essential here is how that disagreement and turmoil came about and what democratic mechanisms are in place to handle it amicably. Conflicts can be both positive and inevitable in organizations. It is the approach and the methods of conflict resolution and the aftermath of the conflict that matters most. Conflicts must be dealt with immediately and not pushed under the carpet, because it will eventually surface later and haunt the organization. In any viable and serious entity, it is the leadership that must take full responsibility when things fall apart. Likewise, it is also the leadership that first deserves credit when things work well in the organization. The aftermath of any disagreement and turmoil is also very important as so as to shape the future. We should not be stuck with the same issues forever after a compromise or consensus have been reached, but to find ways to avoid a repetition of mistakes that will only stagnate progress. Building alliances within a political party or having similar ideas and coming together in good faith for the betterness of our party is healthy and democratic. It is only when these alliances and ideas are done in bad faith, like building small kabudus, when there will exist misinterpretations, misunderstandings, conflicts, and problems. The political bureau of a political party should be the most preferable place to discuss party politics and political strategies and political roadmaps. Private homes of individuals should be the last place to gather and discuss party politics in small groups. The United Democratic Party is the most resilient political party, and its supporters are the most patriotic and loyalist to their party and their party leader, Honorable Ousainou Darboe. UDP supporters are very protective of their party and will, without hesitation, jealously guard the principle, ideology, and vested interest of the party. As the party leader once said, UDP is an idea, and that concept of ideology goes across the length and breadth of the party. UDP is the party of the people and will remain the party of the people for the foreseeable future. UDP was not born under elitism, and UDP is not the party of the elites and will not be the party of the elites, even though the UDP is open for everyone to join. Unlike other political parties, there are principles and ideology in UDP, and those principles and ideology need to be protected and defended if UDP is not to be abdicated. To join UDP or to be a UDP member and stand and protect UDP, one needs to acquaint himself or herself with what UDP stands for. UDP's ideology, manifesto, and UDP's 5-point agenda. Few political parties, if any, in the Gambia have any political ideology like the UDP. What we have in the Gambian political landscape are one-man political parties. UDP is a democratic grassroots political party, and that identity of UDP as a grassroots political party is very strong inside UDP and in the entire country. Any undemocratic move by anyone to move UDP's grassroots and supporters away from that trajectory will be met with fierce resistance due to the strong loyalty of the supporters to the party and the party leader. UDP supporters are not ready to undemocratically forsake their party and their party leader, Honorable Ousainou Darboe. Honorable Ousainou Darboe masses a very strong support within the grassroots of the United Democratic Party, and his inevitable exit from the throne must be democratic, ceremonial, and respectful, and in line with the principles and structures of the party. Anything short of that will be unacceptable to the grassroots of the party, and it will be fiercely opposed. The reaction of the last few days should be a lesson and a clear testimony of that. Honorable Ousainou Darboe deserves a well-fitting compensation. He needs a fitting reward for what he did for UDP and the country. It is an acknowledged fact that UDP would not have been what it is today and where it is today without the leadership quality of Honorable Ousainou Darboe. The Gambia would have been a different place without the fearless leadership efforts of Honorable Ousainou Darboe. No one could have done better than Honorable Ousainou Darboe. Under the horrible circumstances, he navigated the UDP under 22 years of brutal dictatorship and brought the UDP into 8 years of relative democracy. If nothing, the least we can say as a nation to Honorable Ousainou Darboe is thank you. Thus, in our desire and future political ambitions, we should not in any way forget or be insensitive where the United Democratic Party came from. The UDP is what it is today, thanks to Honorable Ousainou Darboe and the dedication of the grassroots. Some are alive today, and some have left us. There is nothing absolutely wrong or bad to have a political ambition or a political dream in a political party. But we should all remind ourselves how we reached where we are today and who are those who paved the way for that. It has been a collective and very difficult journey, and that journey was headed by someone so determined, so focused, so loving and caring. Never should we forget that. Yes, Honorable Seunu Dabo was not alone to bring UDP where UDP is today. And yes, he is not alone to usher the current democratic dispensation in the country. But he was the inspirator, the inspired leader. Finally, to borrow the words of the Lord Mayor Talib Ahmed Bensouda at the Manjai Bureau, Saturday, 25th November 2023, and I quote, 1. Alinga Nyomuta. Let's hold together in UDP and in the Gambia. 2. Alinga Nyo Sembeng Tuya. Let us empower each other in UDP and in the country. 3. Alinga Nyo Fasa. Let us support each other in UDP and in the Gambia. These are the undeniable spirit of the United Democratic Party. One for all for one. This concept or mantra is only achievable through its implementation to the latter by the leadership. Words are not enough. Actions speak louder. Thank you, Alhaji Toure.